Thank you for joining us for our song and story this morning. We hope you're having a good Friday. We've been working on cleaning our house and we took a break to read a story and sing a song. We hope you have a great weekend. So the story that we're reading today is about the life of a cat. And as we watch the life of a cat and we realize that on this earth, cats don't last long, we think about the new heaven and the new earth where animals and people will live forever. We wanted to sing a song about a real little monkey. Hey, Nathaniel, can you come get your monkey? A real little monkey in heaven, a real little monkey there'll be, a real little monkey in the new earth, and the little monkey won't hurt me. What do you have, Nathaniel? Oh, a real little pig in heaven, a real little pig there'll be, a real little pig in the new earth, and the little pig won't hurt me. We've got another animal. Help me sing about it. A real little bear in heaven, a real little bear there'll be, a real little bear in the new earth, and the little bear won't hurt me. One more animal, Nathaniel. Tell me which one this is. What is that?
Raccoon.
A real raccoon in heaven, a real raccoon there'll be, a real raccoon in the new earth, and the raccoon won't hurt me. It's a raccoon, yeah. So our book for today is Leo the Magnificat by Anne M. Martin and Emily Arnold McCulley. What are we doing, Andrew? What are we doing, Nathaniel? Hey, pull that passy out, man. Can you do that?
No.
Would you like Mommy to?
No.
Can you take it out, please? There you go. All right, we're going to read our story, Leo the Magnificat. On a Sunday in November, a cat wandered into the garden of a church. Miss Moody, the church secretary, found him there. He was sitting by the fountain. "Hello, where did you come from?" asked Miss Moody. She moved closer to the cat. The cat moved closer to Miss Moody. "Who do you belong to? You must belong to somebody. You're wearing a flea collar, and you look well fed." "He's not well fed, he's fat," exclaimed Allie. "Extra fat," said Whitney. The Sunday schoolers had followed Mrs. Moody into the garden. They gathered around the cat. The cat closed his eyes and purred. "I think he's a she," said Kendall, "and she's going to have babies. That's why she's so fat." "She needs a good name," said Allie. The children named her Cleopatra. Can you say Cleopatra, Nathaniel?
Cleopatra.
Hey, Nathaniel, what did we just do? We just made, downstairs, we just made zucchini bread. You still have some on your face.
Yeah.
No one ever found out where the cat had come from. Mrs. Moody placed an ad in the local paper. Nobody answered it. Reverend Neal said the cat could stay. But Mrs. Moody worried that Cleopatra was a wanderer. Mrs. Moody took Cleopatra to the vet. The vet told her Cleo was a boy, but he did not know how old he was. "He's fat," he added. "He needs to go on a diet." The children changed Cleo's name to Leo. Leo the Magnificat. Magnificat from the Bible, said Allie. Another good name. A good name for a church cat. Leo the Magnificat made the church his home. He attended meetings. He went to choir practice. He went with Mrs. Moody. He learned to let Mrs. Moody know when he wanted to come inside. He was a guest at the covered dish dinners. Oh, no. Every Sunday he went to the church service. If he was in a good mood, he sang along with the choir. Can you imagine a kitty cat singing along with church, Nathaniel?
No.
Oh, my. What do you think a kitty would sound like if a kitty cat sang? Meow. I think you're probably right. His favorite bed was the sheep costume from the Christmas pageant. It was kept in a dark closet. Leo chose it himself. Everybody loved Leo. Even people who didn't like cats liked Leo. Reverend Neal gave him a clerical collar to wear on special church occasions. He called Leo the bishop. The children gave him toys. They brought him a basket to sleep in. Leo still preferred the sheep costume, but sometimes he slept in the basket anyway. Leo made friends everywhere, but especially at church. One of his friends was Mr. Tate. Mr. Tate did not have a family, and he hated to cook, but he loved to eat. So did Leo. Mr. Tate attended every one of the covered dish dinners. He always fixed one plate of food for Leo and one plate of food for himself. Another of Leo's friends was Miss Hattie. Miss Hadley did not have a family either. She loved to cook and to eat. She carried a container of tuna fish in her purse for Leo. Leo's diet was not going well. Leo encouraged Miss Hadley and Mr. Tate to sit together in church. Before long, they got married. Leo went to the wedding. Come here, Nathaniel. Come look at the kitty cat at the wedding. This is pretty funny. Can you come see the kitty cat at the wedding? See him sitting there on the pew? Yeah. Every day, Leo met some of his best friends in his favorite spot, the garden. Mose and Agatha and Walter lived on the streets. They had no homes, but they felt at home in the church. Leo seemed to understand. Sometimes they came to church for the covered dish dinners. Sometimes they didn't. But no matter what, rain or shine, they visited with Leo at lunchtime. If they had any extra food, they shared it with him. After all, Leo had been homeless once, too. The rest of Leo's best friends were every single one of the children who came to the church. Allie and Whitney and Kendall and their friends. They hugged him when they felt sad. They hugged him when they felt happy. They let him help out during the Christmas pageant. Leo had a lot to do around the church. One morning, Mrs. Moody couldn't find Leo. He wasn't in the closet sleeping on the sheep costume. He wasn't in his basket. Most surprising, he did not go to the garden at noontime. Mosey knocked on the door to Miss Moody's office. "Where's the cat?" he said. "I brought him bologna." Now Leo could smell bologna from miles away. "Oh dear," said just Mrs. Moody. Then she added, "I knew it. I knew Leo would not stay. That cat is a wanderer." But Mosey replied, "I don't think so. I think something has happened. We better look for him." So the search for Leo began. Supper time came and Leo had not turned up. "Oh dear," said Mrs. Moody. "He's never missed a meal. Now he's missed two." Nighttime came. Leo's basket was empty. The sheep costume sat alone in the closet. Mrs. Moody asked the members of the choir if they had seen Leo. Nobody had. Reverend Neal scratched his head. "I wonder what we should do now," he said. Mose and Agatha and Walter were in the garden. Mrs. Moody and Reverend Neal joined them. They were standing there when a cab pulled up outside. The driver opened the window. "Evening," he said. "I got your cat here. Must have jumped in when I wasn't looking. He's been riding around with me all afternoon. I was about to take him to the pound when my last passenger recognized him, so I brought him back." The driver opened the back door of the cab. Leo hopped out. "Meow," he said to Mrs. Moody. Then he trotted inside. Leo never disappeared again, and he never missed another meal. Time passed. Leo had lived at the church for 12 years. He was growing old. Reverend Neal had moved away. Reverend Wilson had taken his place. Mrs. Moody was still the secretary, but she was growing old too. So were Mr. Tate and Mrs. Tate and Mosey and Agatha and Walter. The Sunday schoolers were not children anymore. They had grown up. Allie was married and had a baby of her own. A new group of children went to Sunday school and performed in the Christmas pageant. Leo spent more and more time sleeping on the sheep costume. Some days he did not feel well. Finally, Mr. Moody and Reverend Wilson took him to the vet. One Sunday, Reverend Wilson stood before the people at church. "Leo is very sick," he said. "He's old and he's in pain, and the vet cannot make him feel better. So he's going to give Leo a shot that will help him die peacefully, so he won't be in pain any longer." Reverend Wilson looked at the empty spot in the pew where Leo usually sat. "Leo's funeral will be held on Wednesday," he told the people. That afternoon, Leo rested in his basket. He let everyone file past and pat him and kiss him. 3 days later, Leo the Magnificat was buried by the fountain in the garden. 30 people were there. Reverend Neal traveled 100 miles to come to Leo's funeral. Everyone talked about Leo and remembered the things they liked about him. "He was only a cat," said Leo, "but he was my best friend." "He helped us find each other," said Mr. and Mrs. Tate. "He took my food," said Mosey. "That cat had spirit." "I could depend on him," said Agatha. "He was no ordinary cat." "He chose us," said Mrs. Moody. "He chose us to be his family." The people bowed their heads. Reverend Wilson had made a wooden marker and set it on Leo's grave. "Goodbye, Leo." The true story of Leo the Magnificat. Once upon a time, there really was a cat named Leo the Magnificat. He lived at Christ Church Episcopal Cathedral in Louisville, Kentucky, and this book is based on Leo's life there. Some of the incidents in the story are made up and some have been changed. All of the characters are made up. But Leo was quite real and every bit as beloved to the people who knew him as he was to the characters in this story. The real Leo was a Siamese cat. He turned up at church one day and simply stayed. No one knew where he had come from. He lived there for 12 years, had many adventures, made lots of friends. When he died, a funeral was held for him, and he was buried in the garden of the church. A marker was placed there in his memory. No one who met Leo will ever forget him. Leo, the Magnificat. Andrew, what are you doing with the water bottle? What are you doing? He's figured out how to suck water in, but he doesn't know how to swallow it, so he just spits it all down his front. Andrew, you're getting all wet. What are we going to do with you? We hope you've enjoyed our song and story today. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow. Nathaniel, can you say? Turn around so they can see you. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Come back again, we'll see you soon. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.